Hello and welcome back to episode 13 of Unknown to World Known. As you can see, we haven't actually advanced anywhere because it turns out we do have a season review in the Norwegian third division. So we've won the Post Nord Ligan Avdeling 2. Perfectly pronounced, I'm sure. So looking at our transfers in, we just have a quick flick through. Christopherson getting a B plus for some reason. He played 3 games off the bench, but Molberg and Elsbuttingen, wow, he gets a C minus. A C minus with what he did for us this year. Disgraceful, honestly. So there's just so many here to go through. So we're not gonna flick through all of them. We're going to go on to this next page. So we're getting an A plus. The board is delighted that we won the league after only being expected to get top half. So I'm very happy with that. Average home attendance 496 people, 33% full stadium. Absolutely bouncing that ground was. We win the league by 4 points, only losing 3 times to Mold, Rosenborg, and Brine throughout the season. 6 draws, but we did beat Arundel once as well. And these are our results for the year. I mean, early in the season we beat Arundel 5-0. If that allows them to deserve to come up with us, I don't know how anyone else has done. In the cup, we just got knocked out by Hamrakamerten, and the board weren't happy with it, but they can understand with who we drew. Moments to remember, so we've got our 5-0 win against Nottingham being our biggest win. That was one of a few 5-0 wins we had. And then match to remember was our 3-0 against Levanger. I would have gone with the 5-0 against Arundel or the one where we won the title, but whatever floats your boat. And our goal of the season coming in the game against Nardo. So in theory, this is the goal of the season. Maurits Hansen, a free kick, a very, very good free kick. But nevertheless, it's always a free kick, isn't it? And then jumping back in where we were, finances. We've actually gone up in club reputation, which is nice to see. No new sponsorship deals, but we do earn a bit more money from our sponsors. Broadcast revenue did go down by 10,000. Hospitality going down slightly, and competition prize money was exactly the same. I would hope with promotion we'll get a bit more in terms of sponsorship and, well, in terms of everything really, you would hope. We sold 86 shirts, £216 were non-domestic. Ben Schick getting the most sales with Maurits Hansen, Elsbuttingen, Sauer and Strangstad. So nobody liking a defender this year. Here's our team of the season. This is messed up. Because we've got Leah Andresen I can deal with. I would have had Freiberg over him. But Mayer and then Isagran, who literally didn't play a single minute. Never appeared. Vesterlund, Dalahog, he played 1 game and 6 off the bench. And we didn't play with a CDM. Strangstad, Dahl, that's questionable as well. Dahl being in there, that really should be Sauer. Benchik, Skaug, again, Skaug shouldn't be in there, it should be Groven, Maurits Hansen, and somehow no Elsbuttingen in that team. Very, very questionable. And in terms of accolades, Mayer getting fans player of the season, Molberg the young player of the season, and signing of the season, goal of the season to Maurits Hansen. We've seen that. Top goal scorer Elsbuttingen with 25, Maurits Hansen with 9. Elsbuttingen getting most man of the matches with 6, and Molberg being our highest average rating. Is there anything different here? Elsbottinger being the most goals in a match with 3. Benchik also doing that once. Leah keeping 12 clean sheets this year. Our worst discipline, Groven with only 5 yellow cards. That's really good. And highest transfer fee received was Marigard, £250. Elsbottinger scored once 49 seconds into a match. So, champions promoted. They say it's important to get off to a good start, but it rings true as ever as Asker as they celebrate promotion, the Norwegian football messenger. So, up into the next league we go. What are their expectations? They want us to avoid relegation. I think with a bit of work, looking at the fact that we've got £6,000 to spend on wages, I think that'll be something we can achieve. And hopefully we can also make a bit of a dent in on this balance and try and get us a bit closer back to positive. Okay, so we'll be back next with the transfer news and we'll see who we've brought in. Okay, so we're back. It is the following morning and this is how our pre-season's gone. We haven't lost a game. We've done very well. Made quite a bit of money doing so. As you can see, our balance is still suffering a little bit. But moving on to transfers, we've made quite a few. So we've brought in Rasmus Deggermen, who's got a lot of potential. I was hoping he was going to be better when we signed him, but 13 passing, he could come off the bench and get us set up a chance for us. Cheldson, a new centre back who's going to partner Mayer today because Molberg is suspended. And then moving on to the next lot, we've got Anas Farah, a right winger who comes in. He's going to be taking Benchik's place most likely, or rotating with him at the very least. Then we've got Walid Idrissi, a new striker with 14 finishing. At this level, that's ridiculously high. So he's going to come in and partner Marit Hansen or Elsbottinger most likely, who will be in the target man role. Yannick Reuten, a new rotation option. He can play anywhere down the middle of the pitch, really. Lots of options, and he's very good at all of them, so very happy to have him in. We've got Matthias Nikolaisen, another central midfielder who can also drop back if we need him to. Again, lots of good, looks very good for what we've brought in there. Then we've got Erland Krasniki, a player who's come in. He can play quite a few different positions again. Maybe not as good as some of the options we've got, but a very good option for us to have. And finally, Joachim Soldvet, a left winger coming in. So he can rotate with Vesterland and Groven on the left-hand side, and hopefully he can create some chances for us. And we're going to start the season off now against Sogndal, and then we'll see how we get on in this first game. Out of interest, they are predicted 4th going into this game. We are predicted to finish 11th in the league this year. So, but everyone here is kind of in the same boat of not very likely to do much up here. So we need to be looking over our shoulders at all times, really. Let's see how we're going to try and start this season. And with Molberg suspension in mind, we're going to be lining up with Leah Andresen, Mayer, Kledson, Groven at left back. Marit Hansen is going to go on the right wing today. Nikolaisen, Kranstiki and Soldvet making up the rest of the midfield. And then Elsbottinger and Idrissi starting up front. So we're coming into this one, definitely not the favourites, but hopefully we can show a good performance for ourselves in the new league, and we'll hopefully not do too bad. So we're 20 minutes in, no highlights as of yet, and the first thing that happens is we've got an injury. Krasniki needs to come off. Can Farah play there, maybe? Not really. Maybe Vroyton comes on. Yeah, it's not a great start to the season, really. Out of interest, if he's to be a Mazzala, maybe we need to swap these two around. Neither of them really want to be the Mazzala in a. We'll do a deep line playmaker. Does Maurits Hansen want to be a inside forward? I think we'll go for. So, not a great start getting an injury that early on to a player who I was hoping would be quite an important player for us this year in that central midfield position. Hopefully, it's nothing long term. And now we've got a highlight towards the end of the half for their throw-in. Markovic now. Andresen doesn't manage to get the block, and Hoven scores their first highlight of the game. And that's very disappointing to see Leah beaten at the very first attempt for somebody to create something on an actual highlight. And you would have to say, Kledgson not covering himself in glory there, didn't follow his man. The commentary was blaming Andresen. I don't think you can put too much blame on him. Let's show them what we're all about in the second half, please. I think I've just told them I'm furious. I wanted to say I'm unhappy. We're going to demand more at the start of the second half, and hopefully we can show a bit of fight back as Andresen putting a tackle in. Plays it inside to Rutten, who puts a very poor pass out and gives Jensen a chance to break forward at us. Hoven from range and Leah nearly knocking it back into his own net there. That wasn't very comfortable at all. We've got to remember these are a team who are very good in this league, so it's not the end of the world as we play Idrisi through. It's blocked. Els Buttingen now plays it across for Idrisi, who scored. It's 1-1. And I was just getting out the script to say why we shouldn't look into this loss too much, and all of a sudden we're not losing. Very nice goal there. Idrisi, don't know why he shot there, but it worked out for us as Els Buttingen puts it on a plate for him. Fantastic goal to get us an equaliser. And we're going to look at making a change, bringing Farah on the right hand side as a winger. Get Maurits Hansen off because he's not really done much on that right hand side today. Groveham going with the long throw, and Farah's in there and he's scored. It's 2-1. And on that note, we are going to go straight down to a cautious mentality. And the long throws still working for us after promotion. Farah's just hanging about there at the near post and puts it into the back of the net. As now they look to chase the game, we're just going to clear it downfield to Strand, and he plays it back to the keeper. And they're going to try and play out from the back again now. Rosef bringing it forward, finds Hoven and back to Rosef. And he has a shot from range, but it's over the bar. We'll take that every day of the week. And we're going to be looking now, watching the time. I think for the last few minutes, about now, we've got just over 5 minutes to go. If there was ever a time for this, it's now. Get Freiburg on in the middle of that defence, I think. In fact, no, we're going to put Nikolaisen in the middle of that defence. And Strangstad in central midfield. And we are going to start time wasting. And just getting the ball away from our goal. and see if we can hold out for a very important win to start our season. We've got 4 minutes of added time, and we've done it. We have started our season with a very important win. In the end, we actually had the better of the chances on XG. They had more chances, but they weren't good chances. We created 2 fantastic chances, which we took both of them. And we're going to say a massive congratulations to them there. Because to come from 1-0 down against a team predicted 4th in the league, and this appears to be fixed, we're actually getting media reaction to our games rather than to Eskilsmin and Man United. Also, Eskilsmin, I had a look, they did get promoted, unfortunately. So, Karsniki is out for 4 to 5 weeks with a fractured toe, which is very unfortunate. What we may even do, we might just play this Fredrikstad game off camera. We'll come back for the cup game because we got knocked out in the first round last year. So let's show you that just in case, and we'll come back and play these 2 games against the cup game and against Raufoss Football. 1 game into the season, it does say a 6th. Out of interest, just how good were they expected to be? They're 16 to 1 for the title, so we're 50 to 1, so they are predicted to be a much better team than us. Bodo here, you have to question how they're getting relegated. What has happened there? Bodo should be walking this league, is what I'm learning from that, and they have started with a 2-0 win from the looks of it. Yeah, against Raufoss Football actually. So we're going to play Fredrikstad offline. Oh, also with the Liechtenstein manager. I'm probably not going to show you anything. It's just a little bit fun on the side. We've actually beat Belarus 2-1, but then we did lose 7-0 to Italy, but I think that can be expected. We're just going to play that on the side, see how we can do in the Euro qualifiers. That's our group. I reckon we can probably finish above Belarus and Moldova, and then maybe we can give Scotland a push as well. But yeah, we're back for the cup game against whoever that happens to be against, and Raufoss Football in the next episode. If you have enjoyed that, please do leave a like. Let me know what you think of the transfers, how we're going to get on this year, and if you are enjoying the series, do subscribe, and thank you very much for watching.